Hello, hello out there, and welcome back. Alrighty, we're going to be building a LMP style car. It's actually, I guess, a 1992 what is it? 1992 FIA Group C prototype, or IMSA GTP car. And yeah, we're gonna just come in here and see what it all looks like. So we got our body. We're restricted on a whole bunch of stuff, so we're going to be building things based off those restrictions. But let's see what we can come up with. Alright, we're going to do a new engine. To FIA Group C. Alright, so what do we got engine-wise? Alright, I thought they had a whole thing about engines here. So, must meet fuel economy and emissions requirements. And I think otherwise... Oh, there was a max HP somewhere. Where was it? Okay, max speed 220 miles an hour. Engine uses 100 RON Ultimate and max power 950 horsepower. Alrighty. So there you go. V860. So let's see. Let's if anyone out there is familiar with engines, familiar with these old Group C type cars, any input that you want to give, I would love to know, because this is all brand new stuff to me. So we are just going to make it up as we go along. So let's see, Group C cars. What do we got? We have information on their engines. Well, we'll just pick a random one. Let's go for one of the sort by year here. And we'll look at let's look at this guy. What kind of engine did it have? You're not gonna tell me? You're not gonna have a whole separate engine section? Why don't you have a whole separate engine section? Make it easy for me. Yeah, random wacky games. It'll be definitely outside of my normal what I normally can do. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully I can pull something together that works well. Let's see. They had a 3.5 liter V6 with twin turbocharge. Oh, that was with a lot lower horsepower than we're allowed. Alright, so that's not going to tell me much. So we're just going to build, and we're going to see what we come up with here. So, we're just going to get ourselves up to about 5 liter start, because I have no clue where else to start. And, yeah, make our quality up. We are allowed to push our quality sliders all the way up. High compression, that's good to know. I know high revving is what I've been hearing as well. We'll just go forged steel to start. Forged light, and we'll do that. And we'll start with nothing, but we'll come back to that. Alrighty, so we want to have high, that, sure. RPM limit, we're going to push that. Why is it a 60-degree V8? No reason whatsoever, Frugo. I just decided I haven't built one of those anytime recently, so I picked one. Needed to start somewhere, so I figured let's start there. Maybe it's horrible to design, but we'll see if we can come up with something that works from it. And if not, then we start back over. It's all good. That's a whole lot of letters there, Frugo. Hey, you know what the best part is, Frugo? You can open up an automation, build your own to the same regulations, and see if you can beat me. Alrighty, so we gotta work with a whole bunch of stuff. Crank, pistons, all need some work. You want me to go to a 90-degree inline 6? Alright, let's look at inline 6 then, guys. Alright, regulations. $1993 max body year. Pushrod suspension, 950 max horsepower, max and min dimensions. Wings cannot be taller or wider than the car body. Must have mirrors, wings, headlights, taillights, exhaust. Rear-wheel drive only. Limited to 220 miles per hour. Clutched race limited slip. Specific wheels. No active aero. 2 seats. Must have safety. No traction or braking aids. Minimum weight. And must meet emissions and fuel economy regulations. So that's what we're working with. So, all right. Current engine does not fit. Well, that's not good. What if I put this to rear longitudinal? Still says it doesn't fit. Alrighty. Well, we'll keep messing with it. That's in a Discord channel for the TBOX Racing League, so you gotta join the TBOX Racing League to get to that. I might copy and paste the stuff in there, but hey, Blackbird, how's it going? We're gonna start off by having it tuned for power as a baseline, and we will go from there. So what does that put us at? Let's Oh. Is this vehicle really can't take that size of an engine? So there's only a couple bodies that I can use. And we're gonna go back to mid and rear engine. And let's see. This doesn't give us the size, does it? Hey, how's it going? Alrighty. V12. So, that's what I'm trying to find something that can fit into this car body. And I'm starting to think that it might need to be a boxer to keep it low enough to fit in there. That's saying that still doesn't fit. How small does it want it to be? Okay, that's a gearbox. Okay. Okay, there's something wrong with this. We might not be able to use this model because like no engine fits in it. Literally got to put in like a little 4-cylinder boxer to fit in there. So that being said, we're gonna go down to, I think it was the 1980 had another body that could work. So it's got to have the look of like an, you know, Le Mans or LMP or Group C type of look. Alright, those are all listed convertible. This one is not. Alright, what was that minimum? You know what? This pains me, but it'll make my life a lot easier. Because the people that are doing this are all based out of Europe, so length is in meters. What else? What other limits do they have? And I can set this. Alrighty, so fuel economy needs to be miles per gallon UK. And I think everything else can work. Alright, so let's come back. Come back. Revise this. And then we're going back. Okay, so we need about 2 meter total length, or width, I mean, sorry. And length between 4.4 and 4.8. Yeah, metric scale is what the regulations are in. I think you joined in right after we went through the regulations. So instead of having to convert everything either in my head or otherwise, figured this might be the easier way about it. It cannot be a convertible. Does this not tell you right away? It just tells you the wheelbase, doesn't tell you the overall length and width, does it? That's annoying for the way this is set up. Alright. Now if I come all the way to here, let's see. Oops. Width 2.78. That is too wide. Wheelbase, length, width. Oh, sorry, no, 2.2. Okay. 4.38. It needs to be a little bit longer than that. and max width is 2.02. So that is the correct width. We just need to pick a longer variant of that. That's the 2.8 meter. Is there one that's longer than that? Oh wait. I have never edited an automation mod. Could it be done? I'm sure it could be. Could it be done by me? Not easily. Not quickly. So yeah, minimum is 4.4 centimeters. This is 4.38. So this is close enough that if I come back into here, enable body morphing, and that's stretch out the body a little bit. Can we get it? There we go. That probably would get us there. Oh yeah, 4.61. Plenty. Alright, so I guess that's going to be our starting body. Alrighty. So let's take a go back over to here. Alright, so back to engine. So you guys are telling me let's see, V12 inline 6 was one of the things. Let's go back to where we were. Inline 6. Alright, so we can probably only go about 3.5 liters with this before it doesn't fit. Just brake fade, okay. Alright, so that's a starting place for that, and then let's see what we can do. We're just gonna click the AI tune for power to start. Alright, we need a ton more horsepower. That's where the turbos come in, 2 turbos, boost control. Alright. Turn up the mic volume. I am showing that I'm getting close to peaking on my end. Everyone else having issues with that, or is it just Green Fox? Bernardo, thanks. We are building a Group C style race car for the TBOX Racing League. Alrighty. I'm gonna push this stuff in. Alrighty. Where do we have diminishing returns on this intercooler? About where we're at, it looks like. What's our exhaust size? Small. Bump that. Same with the header. glad to hear that everyone else is working well enough. Go back to the race presets and work from there. Oop, and immediately brake the engine. A little too much. I hate messing with turbos, but I think they're going to be necessary for what we're doing. Okay, we're gonna really push that, and then we're gonna come back and bump our RPM up a little bit. The car needs a lot more power, but I think we're gonna run into issues with A, fitting in the car, and B, hitting the emissions and the fuel economy restrictions as well. So it's wanting to be a lower compression to keep that power up there. So we adjust those springs and lifters. We can push that power out a bit. Not that much, apparently. Let's see. What if we go to VVT all cams? Gives us a little bit more. A little too much there. Emissions are a thing in this game, yes. In automation, BeamNG I think could care less, but automation definitely has emissions. My understanding, it's a big part of the base game. I haven't really messed around with the base game much. I've always just used it to make vehicles for BeamNG. Oh, you know what? I go back and make sure that I have quality 15 on everything, because we're allowed to do that. And that helps a lot. Okay. So we're at 680 horsepower. We bump that exhaust up a little bit so we're not choking it as much. And then same with the header, let it get a little bit more air. Alright, so 760 horsepower, we're getting there. It's our manifold. There we go. We're choking it there too. And then come back, and we might be able to push a little bit more. Okay, the crank. Can we fix the crank? We just do not heavy billet steel. Its reliability is bad, but it's not breaking yet. So that's, I think that could work. We put a harmonic damper on that, and we push it any further. Yeah. Push this up. We have to adjust a lot of stuff again, especially the turbos. Yeah. So engines are definitely not my thing. Any of you that have watched my stuff before, you know that quite well. How much boost can we push in this thing before we break it? I mean, that's an ugly curve, but can we, nope. This is why I normally don't do too many live streams on building cars, because I don't know enough to actually just be like, oh, I just need to do this. But I can fudge my way to get there eventually. Let's see. For... Alright. Any other restrictions besides... Nope. Just the, emissions. Alright, so we are not matching emissions. We're not meeting the emissions that we need to. What can we do to fix that? Also want to take a look at fuel efficiency. We're probably nowhere near that either. Yeah, so in automation, emissions, fuel economy, all of that is very important. Apparently in the base game, I have never really messed with them at all, so it's all very new to me. So we're probably going to have to... Why is it giving me fuel economy in a percentage? It's not what I want. It's not what I care about. You know what? We'll come back to the engine. Because I, right now, don't need to worry too much about that. I'm going to go and figure out what we want this thing to look like. Actually, let's... Sure, all that's still right. Yep. Alright. So we need this thing to look like Group C type car or GTP type car. Alright. Parallelogram housing. You got one of these that's not as angled. Alright, so maybe not the parallelogram. Alrighty, so we got housing in there, headlights, and then these in. Clone that, drop it down, move it over, clone, move it over. Make sure I'm not poking through the top of that. Nope. Alrighty. So we got rear engine on this thing. I think that I have a mod for a roof scoop. There we go. Get that air flowing to the rear engine. All right. We're going to pull up another and not looking like that one. Alright, so side vents, definitely a thing. Yeah, there's a, where's the list of? There's GTP cars. So this is the styling that, these are the kind of cars that we're looking to style similar to any of these. And there's quite a wide variety of looks. Oh, Gav, of course you would want a sheep on there. Maybe I'll have to hide a sheep somewhere. Alrighty. So, I think first things first, defining feature of this vehicle is definitely going to be the wing. So, we got to do, I think we got to work with that. So, we want a big old racing wing on this thing. But it's got to sit in, oh, let's see. It's got to sit in the width and height of the vehicle. We do this and push it out to the extremes, and we are lower than the roof line, I believe. So that can work. Alright, we might actually move this scoop back a little bit. That. Alright, we need to get some side vents on this thing. Get some brake cooling and inlets into the engine bay on the side. Blackbird, you're ridiculous. So, Gav, I was thinking about it. I have a lot of badges in here. I don't know if I've seen one that has a sheep. We're going to take a look, though. See if there is. Might have to go that route. Not really seeing one with the with what I have, at least in the low poly stuff. I don't want to get into this high poly mods because they're quite a bit. Alright. Well, may not be able to do a sheep right now. Who knew? Sheep is not a standard. That almost looks like a ram of some kind. Not a standard logo that people want to use in here. Who would have thought that? Alright. So before I go into the wheels, I want to get these set up properly. 16-inch maximum rim. Perfect. Max width of 365 front, 375 rear. 365, 375. We'll go alloy. Is there any other parameters are free? So we can make a Alright, what kind of wheels we think this thing needs? Do I have any fancy ones that would fit the look? Who's the old geezer? I don't know what you're referencing. So what's IMSA GTP rear? Okay, so I got some large opening diffusers, not a ton of slots. Something like that one's not gonna. That one doesn't cut it out. It also doesn't cut out. There we go. This one will cut. Big old diffuser in the back of this thing. I get some 80s tail lights in the back of this as well. Okay, I'm gonna get a front splitter on this thing as well. Alright, so we're going to do a couple. We got anything. What if I do this? This. And then do that. And then. It's going on top of the windshield, not under the windshield. But if I go 3D and angle it, it's gonna float. Alright, that might not do what I wanted it to do. We can keep it like that. Just add a little flow at the front. Alrighty. We need some race-looking mirrors on this thing. The F1 mirrors actually look like. Okay, that's how'd I get over there? Okay. They need to be on this side, but then I need to go to 3D on these. Angle them. Yeah. So it is based off of similar things. This is 1992 regulations, but I don't like those at all. So these are like this is a Group C, but in general, there's a lot of like the LMP, the Le Mans prototypes, all those prototype racing vehicles that have that basically built for speed type of look to them. So very similar. I know that's what they're currently doing, is all the endurance, like the Le Mans type stuff in Forza right now. I'm not happy with any of these mirrors. I wish I was good at like 3D modeling and all that stuff, so I could just do a, you know, do my own 3D modeling, drop it in here. But that is stuff that I do not know how to do. What if... Okay, so these want to go here. 3D, come in, come up. Take this part, and we'll make that invisible. And then we're going to shrink that down, make it wide. Bring it up into the edge, and then can I box that in to make it look somewhat decent? I don't know. You know what? Let's see. What if I use a scoop, and we're going to do that, do that, do that. Trying to basically have the mirrors in there, but have it look like the aerodynamics actually were worked on by someone that knew what they were doing, besides, and not just, you know, me. Does that make actual sense? And let's see, if I like this and come into here, if I'm driving there, I can see that mirror. That mirror is kind of hard to see, but yeah, I guess it depends on where exactly the driver's sitting. We'll start with that. Oops. Take this and we will mirror it to the other side. Might actually make this taller. And then make the mirror inside taller. Hey, how's it going, Zachary? Alrighty. So, I am going to, before I forget, come into miscellaneous fixtures here. And we are going to get one large wiper in the middle, because that's what a lot of these cars usually did. That's going to be a lot smaller profile than that. And is that actually... Yep, that is centered. But that's going to be off of the windshield. There we go. Okay. Exhaust wise, We will take the exhaust. I'm doing good. So we are making it's called the TBOX Racing League. They have different races, you know, a couple times a year. The upcoming one is going to be based off of 1992 FIA Group C or IMSA GTP type car. So a late 80s, early 90s prototype race car, basically, is the gist of it. It'll be interesting because this is definitely something that I am not used to making whatsoever. But I think we can come up with something good enough with it. Alright, let's see. What do we... Go back to the scoops. Okay, go back to the vents. We take this flush vent, go like that. We need to, want me just flip, so what if we just rotate 180? Nope. Okay, what do we... Oh, it won't do it because it's too big. Yeah, once I get this built, I'll end up putting it in. You know, I'll list it in my Discord. All right, so that's going to go like that. That is, we're gonna get rid of this guy here, and that is where our exhaust is going to be coming out. If we do this. Rotate it 90, and then we 3D rotate it like that, make that narrower, in, that's got to be back inset a little bit. There we go. I think that gets the point across. Okay, we are going to do... why is my... There we go. This... right up in there. Building an automation is so much fun and so frustrating and stressful, depending on what you want to do. And it's very simple to put together something very basic that you can get out there, drive, and it looks eh. Get into something that looks really good, I'm not even to that point yet, but it takes quite a bit. And that's where it gets frustrating, trying to do all the tiny little details and everything. And Zachary, BeamNG does need a decent, somewhat decent graphics, but primarily it's CPU and memory, I find. And automation cars automation can run on a lot, depending on what graphics you want to run it on. But the TBOX Racing League, even if some people just build the cars, some people just race cars that other people built, some people build and race their own car, like build and race the car, you know, do both things. So if you look into that, there's definitely options and things that you can do. You know, okay, we're gonna put something. I'll put something on the back of this for where let some of the heat out a little bit. There you go. Alright, we don't want that. We want that to be secondary car. I was trying to see if there was like a nice like light cream color, but there's not one that's default, so let's go advanced. And then oblique. All right, we'll do that. Secondary car. We're gonna do a new color. That caster. Okay, roof is going to be that same color. Let's see, what do we, rear bumper, we want that same color. Why is that back red? Is that a trim? It is a trim. We'll make the trim that color. Alright, and then let's go back and see what wheels. For now. You know what, we'll go with the blue wheels for now. And then that stripe right there. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Okay, that's sitting high. We'll definitely lower that. This sits out too far. I definitely want to bring that in. This, we're going to take that and make that color and bump it up a little bit, and then bump that up a little bit to still stay in there. Alrighty. Clone that in place, make it a 3. Actually, and we'll just flip the other side, and then, oops, not mirror, and then flip horizontally. That's too far, so we'll stretch that in and stretch that in. smaller as well. And then clone that. Make that a 3. Move that up. And then we are going to clone, flip to opposite side, and flip horizontally. And then same thing with this one. Clone, flip to other side, flip horizontally. That way they're facing the right direction on this side. Alrighty. We can be sponsored by Goofy. And once again, we will clone, flip, flip. Okay. All right. Oh, nice. Yeah, see if you can get that laptop to run, even if it just runs some basic stuff, you know, just for single player, BeamNG, whatever. Still fun to get involved. I think I have other sponsor stuff in here. If you find a dog decal sponsor whenever I'm going through this, make sure you let me know. See a gator and a horse and ox racing. The actual car badges. I thought I had more. Maybe not. I thought I had more sponsor. Oh, here's the other ones. There we go. I thought I saw a dog one. There's some badges, like just normal animal badges that might been in there. If you see it, let me know where you see it. Meantime, I'm gonna add some more sponsors here. Okay, clone, flip, flip. Grab another Oh, that's going to go up on... so they had the big fans. Unfortunately, I don't think that will fit in the regulations of the league that I'm doing. So I don't think we're able to toss it on. Know what you're talking about. They're wild looking. Absolutely wild looking to me. Rotate that 90 degrees. And that one might not work being white on here. We're gonna get rid of that one. Yeah, so for this, it's actually a building and racing league. There's a whole set of regulations of what the car can have, what it can look like, how it can function, and then there'll be weekly races once all the cars are built and figured out. So in the future, we should have some time trials and some competitive races with these vehicles, which I think should be pretty neat. So, I think this is going to be where I stop for today. We have basics of a car. We still have to finish off getting our brakes, suspension tuning, and I'm going to have to mess around with that engine. I'll probably do the engine, not on a stream, just because I feel like that's going to take a lot more fiddling about back and forth. But we're getting there. And it's starting to look the part, at least. And we'll see if we can get it to function the part, too. So thank you, everyone that watched. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more streams of automation vehicles like this in the future. I never have any clue what you guys like watching, what you think is boring, and just click off. All I can see is, what kind of response I get in the analytics, but that doesn't really tell you the true story. So... love to know your thoughts. Comment down below if you want to see me do more of this kind of stuff. I am looking at maybe next week. I might try to do a small build-in race for the, for people in my Discord. So if you want to get involved with that, go join my Discord and maybe have like a 2-hour or 3-hour build period. And then we'll bring them into my public server in BeamNG, and then do some races with them. And even if you don't want to build, even if you don't want to build your own car, maybe we'll just set it up and I'll build a couple that are open for other people to just come in and just join in racing. So if you're interested in that, let me know in my Discord as well. And with that, I'll say thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your weekend. Peace.